Okay, Professor Al-Khatib, what about you? How do you interpret the European Union's support for the ICC in the face of these US sanctions? Do you agree there as well with Mr. Boudin, Professor Boudin, that, these sanctions are just a political move, not necessarily going to affect the course of action when it comes to international law?
The U.S. is the leading power in the world. I mean, the Europeans, yes, they're trying to protect the court. They believe in it. And actually, the U.S. believes in it, but it believes in it when it goes after people like Russia,
Mm-hmm.
people like go after less developed countries, and they go after them. So the U.S. doesn't want to destroy the ICC, but they think that the U.S. thinks that it should not be going after Israel, should not be going after the U.S., should be going after basically those that the U.S. is in this agreement with. So it's politicizing the law. But again, this takes us to the debate in international relations between idealists and realists. By the end of the day, I mean, the reality is we don't have an international policeman. You don't have an international military. These are sovereign countries, and the law is written in a way which gives President Trump big leeway, a lot of leeway to interpret anything the way he wants, basically, until it's challenged. But then, even if it's challenged before judges, the judges will say this is foreign policy, and they will defer to the president as to foreign policy issues. So here, the institution, I don't think it's be damaged permanently by this, but it's just a way to punish these people who cross the line as far as the U.S. is concerned. But this institution, and the whole of international law, the whole international institutions were invented by the West, actually. But they are used, unfortunately, they're used selectively to go after less developed countries, less powerful. And that's the reality of it, because the nature of the system is that
Which
there's.
kind of begs the next question here, Professor. I mean, as you said, this is just a selective way of doing international law. How can the international community ensure that international law is applied? Like you've said, the U.S. is a superpower, and they get to choose who has the application of international law on. Otherwise, they're going to face sanctions or not have any form of retribution. Like, for instance, the ICC arrest warrants against the Prime Minister of Israel. He's been able to travel with relative impunity anywhere he wants, and no one's arrested him.
Yes. Yes, that's the reality of the world. The world, we don't have a global government. We don't have a world government. We have the United Nations. The nations of the world are members of this organization, but there is the high body, the UN Security Council, where the powers, they have veto power. They can stop everything. So if you are violating international law, but you have a friend with a veto power, then you get away with things. That's how it is. Unfortunately, this is how it is. And it's not going to change, because the powerful are not going to give away their power. But most of the time, but it's important to remember, international law is not all high political value, high political valence. Many times, it's mundane issues, disputes between countries about rivers, boundaries, and these are solved usually without big problems. But when you have the United States and you have Israel with the lobby in the U.S., with a powerful lobby, then it becomes a different matter. But most of the time, I think international law, the United Nations organizations, they do their work. It's fine. It benefits everyone. It's only a few cases. It's a tiny percentage, I think, of international law and UN work that's controversial. And it reminds us of the nature of the world, which is the powerful states, small states, and big states, powerful states get away with things that small states can never get away with. Iraq and invading Kuwait, the Israelis occupying the West Bank and Gaza, violating all kinds of resolutions. That is the double standard, and
Yes.
but it's the reality that the double standard is a fact of life.